Traveling to the horizon, traveling over the sky. I have a new camera tripod to fix the phone, no more holding it. Oh wow, I'm happy. So this today philosophy, I will be as fast as possible to shine light in my imagination for every idea I have in the unlimited wisdom. So there is a lot of space in me for the thinking that I am doing. I have many black holes. I have black holes because I am an alchemist of explorative experimentation. My experimentation requires vast distances between light and sound, because I'm carrying a capacity to integrate knowledge through the experience intellectually by means of rhythmic quantification. Everything is vibrating. My dear family, resonance, frequency, we all know this. You can check out any spiritual wisdom, it will guide you to the same foundation, the same principle. Always we have the core law of mentalism. So everything is created through mind being the infinite energetic potential of meaning through relativity, springing from the fountain of sentient awareness. And this mental construct is polarized through the rhythmic essence of vibration. Just read up on the Hermetic principles, my dear fellows and fellowesses. I suppose it's time for me to pick up some speed. Yeah, we've hit the highway. Okay, so today what I realized, because I'm quantum mechanically orientated, I'm completely uplifted through the critical qualities of sacred geometry. What I realized, because in this study that I've been doing in the past 7 years about how to shamanically enlighten and empower the human being through myself, through what I have the divine freedom to exercise in the context of my own body, is that we have to have a sincere and holistic connection in the transgression of our ancestral lineage back way before time can be measured. So you can have a phone call, as Dan Winter would put it, with your ancestors if you're in the proper alignment with the ley line geometric meridian structures of the land, the earth. Pachamama has a network of energy, of light. Terra Gaia has this framework of beyond limitative transpondence to all sentient memory. The memory of all sentient predecessors can be tapped into from where we are now if we have the know-how. Now, I don't want to rush into giving detailed guidelines on how to do that. I know that trees can be very helpful. If you hug a tree, they can wake up and give you the phone line through their root network, through the mycelium connection in the ground, which spans across the entire realm of history. You can use a tree as a Wi-Fi outlet. Yeah, you can use like rivers as well. You can use water, the sea. When you put your legs in a bucket of water, that's actually enough to also send you down into those levels. But bringing it higher, just to completely, not over expand on everything. My premonition of this day today has been to be in the reverence for ancestral connection, in the particular context that the value one will gain if one is regularly extending, outreaching, and broadcasting the intention and devotion to have ancestral alignment is actually multifaceted. So for the first phase of your ancestral connection, you could consider it to be your great-grandparents. The grandparents are somehow existentially prerogative. When you go behind your grandparents, that's when you have 8 members, a circle of 8 that has brought you forth through your grandparents and parents ultimately. So it goes from 8 to 4 to 2 to 1. You see, when you have that connection to the 8th sphere, the sphere of 8, the great grandparents, you have a significant symmetrical synchronicity of memories that are with an angular momentum to dispose a concentric, now bear with me here, I am using strong words, a concentric conjugate light charge acceleration. So you are a light charge acceleration in the middle of that sphere of 8, which is squared through the grandparents into a binary for your singularity emergence. So the binary are the mother and father, the square are the grandfather, grandmother, grandfather and grandmother of each parent, and then the circle of 8 around that square are holding the refractive capacitance of memory to travel through time, grounded in the vessel of your singularity, your body, your encapsulated identity from those 8 points of reference. Now those 8 points of reference, of course, aren't the final frontier, because you can go further. Now when you do go further, it doubles again. Of course, it doubles each time you go further. You will have 16 great grandparents. That's 2 times 8. You can count it however you want. Personally, I use the dozenal counting systems. I said 16, but what I meant to say was actually 4 zine, so 4 over a dozen. You have a dozen and 4 great great-grandparents. And that's a whole other spectrum of characteristics. Yeah, so it's empowering. It's an empowering line of consideration here. I want you to contemplate for yourself, even if you didn't know your grandparents, your great-grandparents, or even your grandparents, even if you didn't know them. The memory is in you, your DNA. The faces, the emotions, everything that they, your ancestors, experienced, underwent, expressed, realized, it's in every cell of your body. Yeah, unlocking it is a whole other challenge. So that's why I'm asking you. Take a gaze, take a moment of introspection, a gaze of wonder into yourself, whereby you can find that channel to make a phone call to your ancestors. And if you go into this far enough, you'll see that there is an acceleration of memory and imaginative will to open a whole prospect of abstraction. So I think this is happening I know, I'm convinced, I believe in all certainty that through all continuation, every human being is living an abstraction of pure principle through their ancestral memory. Because if you go back far enough, if you go fast enough, far enough into the origins of life, sentient life, the emergence comes from a pure perfection of mathematical how do I even put this? Purity, just pure perfection of mathematical principle, an absolute essence of 0 point omnicentricity. This is the terminology I'm bringing forward here. When you can go far back enough into your own DNA memory, all you will come to is the bliss of original essence, the absolute, the memory of perfect alignment in all geometrical possibilities. And that is basically anything that you can ever conceive of within your mind. Your body can be sustained from that memory alone. But because we're on this alchemical frontier of discovery, we are disconnecting from that memory in order to take things to the extreme and beyond. So taking things beyond the edge of calculated acceptance, the frontier and beyond. So human beings are somehow like the free radicals that can jump past the boundary condition with our bodies, with our being, the whole state of awareness that we encapsulate. So take time each day to tune back in to that original memory of geometric perfection in synchronicity through the lineage of your ancestors. And it's our ancestors, really, the predecessors of sentient life. They are an emergence from the one truth that has been called so many names until now: Great Spirit, praise you all.